Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat. Now I'm so sorry I didn't manage to schedule this one, so I haven't really given you much notice. So I do hope that you are all getting the notifications and that you'll all just pop in the chat room very soon. In fact, I'm going to open the chat room right now. And as you can see from the title of this video, there has been a lot of talk and speculation about Princess Beatrice and Eduardo, I think that's how you say it, or Edo for short. I think everyone calls him Edo, may get married within months. I'm going to read an article and I'm going to dissect it and we're going to go through what we think about it all because I'm not quite sure that they are going to get married within months. So we'll work through it. We'll work through the whole article. Oh yes, people have made it into the chat room, which is really, really good. Hello to everyone that I can see. And if you're wondering what tiara I'm wearing, it is the Meghan wedding tiara, the Queen Mary's diamond bandeau. Isn't it sparkly and gorgeous? Look at that tiara. Actually, this is probably one of the weightier tiaras. It's actually quite heavy. I can only imagine that the real one would be even heavier with all the diamonds. Oh yes, more and more people have noticed it. Mary says, live chat, where are you? I am here in my living room as normal. People liking the tiara, thank you so much. Okay, now I don't even have notes today because I have just literally popped on. So let's just go straight to the article. So if I tell you where the article was, it was the Mirror Royal. My goodness. It comes up with so many fake stories, it's unbelievable. But anyway, this is where it's from. So we're going to go through it. So the headline of this article I'm reading is Princess Beatrice to marry millionaire property developer boyfriend in months. Months, people, months. That's not very long at all. Well, first of all, I don't know how they're supposed to marry in months. Weddings take so long to plan. I mean, you know, most people spend 6 months to a year, maybe even longer, planning their wedding. So just the very essence of marrying in months, I don't think that's going to happen. Do you? Honestly, in months? I don't think so. So it continues. She is said to have fallen madly in love with property developer Eduardo Mozzi. I think we'll stick with Edo for now, because that's quite a mouthful, people. Let's stick with Edo. So Princess Beatrice could be set to marry her multi-millionaire boyfriend just a few months after they moved in together. Her friends have claimed. Well, friends. Well, what friends? Again, it's just the same as sources say, royal insiders say. I don't think her real friends would say anything to you. And it kind of reminds me of that line. I can't remember who it was about, but do you remember that famous quote? So-and-so, what attracted you to your multi-millionaire boyfriend? Yeah. I don't think she's with him for money, but, you know, they have to keep dropping in that he's a multi-millionaire. We get it. He's a multi-millionaire. He can buy a Mercedes. I can't. But anyway, it carries on. Her mum, Sarah Ferguson, well, actually, it's Sarah, Duchess of York, is reportedly already thinking about what she's going to wear at the wedding. Really? Okay. The daughter of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, Sarah, Duchess of York, is said to have fallen madly in love with property developer Edo. Well, I would hope so. If they're boyfriend and girlfriend, I would hope that she is in love. So that's kind of goes without saying, really, doesn't it? In quotes, they are incredibly happy and already planning the wedding, one pal told The Sun on Sunday. Again, not a particularly reliable source, I have to say. And again, pal is just as good as saying royal insider, sources say, and all the rest of it. So friends say Edo, who is a count. Now, I did look this up. So technically, his father is a count. Now, I think under courtesy titles, not UK, this is not UK, but under the courtesy titles, it also enables Edo to be classed as a count. So he's not, I don't think, the count, but as his father is, but I think he is a count because his father is. I think it's a little bit different to the way we do it in Britain. I know we can have courtesy titles in Britain. But yes, apparently he is a count. So there we go. And apparently friends say Edo, who is a count, has moved in with Beatrice as her pad in St James's Palace, and spends most of his time there at the moment. Well, yes, she does have rooms at St James's Palace, but I'm not quite sure whether he's moved in, because he has his own property in London, which is probably bigger than Beatrice's pad at St James's Palace. However, St James's Palace would prove to have a little bit more privacy and protection. So, you know, I'm not discounting that information. Maybe he has moved in, but he does have his own property as well. One friend said, how many friends are they talking to? I don't know if he's actually got down on one knee with a ring yet, but they are openly talking about marriage, and it will either be later this year or possibly early in 2020. Well, that's not months, is it? That's actually like next year or like the tail end of this year. So they're now contradicting themselves and saying, I don't know if he has actually got down on one knee. Well, then you've contradicted the whole point of this story. Isn't it a load of nonsense, my loves? The more and more you read into it, it's just a load of nonsense. Oh, and a lovely photograph of them together, which I can't show you because it's probably copyrighted. They carry on. I know her parents are delighted, and the Duchess is already thinking about her wedding day outfit. Back in March, the couple made their first public appearance when they stepped out at a National Portrait Gallery fundraiser. Well, that bit is true, anyway. Beatrice is 8th in line to the throne, true. It goes on about her clothes, blah, blah, blah. Eduardo was previously engaged to Dara Huang, a Chinese-American architect with whom he shares a 2-year-old daughter. So yes, he does have a child with Dara. Now, there was a bit of a hoo-ha when they first got together about what was the state of his relationship with Dara before he met Beatrice. Now, Beatrice has been in the same kind of circles as Eduardo for many, many years. And they got together round about the time of Meghan and Harry's wedding. So, I suppose the question on most people's lips was the relationship with Dara finished just before they got together? Now, I've heard different sources. I've heard some people say that it was, some people that it wasn't. Her family, now she hasn't actually spoken out, but her family have spoken on her behalf, and I think her father did say that they were technically separated but still living in the same property. So after obviously all this broke, Dara, I think, moved back to America to be with her parents, and that's how it's been since. They have separated, but I don't think he's got divorced. Has he been? No, he was engaged. He wasn't married to Dara. That's okay. I was thinking, if he hasn't got divorced, how can he get married anyway in months? But no, they were engaged, but not actually married. And then it just goes into lots of little gossip, and then the article ends. So, yes, I'm not calling this as concrete, a concrete source, to be quite honest. I don't think they're going to get married in months, and I don't think they're going to get married next year. Her previous relationship with Dave Clark broke down. I think they were together about 10 years. So she does like, having a long-term relationship. I think this is too soon. If they have got together literally at the time of Meghan's wedding to Harry, can't leave Harry out, then I think that's still too soon. I don't think we are going to be seeing, a wedding, even a shotgun wedding, and you know what I mean by that. I just don't think we're going to be seeing it. So, I'm going to read out some comments. Lots of people saying hello to you. Mary says, Meghan is no longer Markle, and her nephew has a pot plant named Markle Sparkle. There's a T-shirt with Markle Sparkle on as well. PM78 says, didn't they just start dating? Yes, round about the time of Meghan's wedding. It's too soon. I think it's too soon, people. Carrie says, perhaps they have been planning it for a while, but not made any announcement. I don't think it would be so quick. I really don't. Would you literally marry someone that you met in months? I'm there. Well, I mean, round about a year, coming up to a year. It's coming up to a year. I think it's too early. Kimberly says, hello, happy Monday. I read an article that said Ed had moved in with Princess Beatrice. Yes, that's what I've just been reading to you as well. And like I say, he does have his own property. So if he is staying there a lot, probably for privacy reasons, maybe security, but he's still got his own property, which is probably arguably bigger and probably better than Beatrice's accommodation at St James's Palace. Ninova says, black fan flap for that. If it does happen, the rumour mill will explode. Okay. Ninova, you've hit on a point because I don't know if any of you were in my weekly vlog last night, but there was one person who dissed my poor black fan. I don't know if the person was male or female. I think their name was I. I think it was just an I on its own. So I, not me, the user, said that my black fan flap is offensive and that this person finds my black fan flap offensive. And they said that the black fan flap is racist because it's a black fan and it's being equated to negative news. And this person was offended. And you know me, I don't want to offend anybody. So I said to this person that I would ask in one of my live streams or one of my weekly vlog on Saturday what people thought. Are you offended by the black fan flap? Because if you are, I will stop using it. I do not want to offend anybody. There is no offence intended with the black fan flap. There is no racism whatsoever behind my black fan flap. But if you are offended by it, do let me know, and I will go with what the majority say. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comments of this, or if you're watching on catch up, leave a comment in the comments. Let me know. Is it time to retire the black fan flap? It's up to you guys. It really is. Venzo says, Venizo, that's a long name, says her boyfriend left his fiance and their son to start dating her. Well, we don't know whether they I think they'd separated but were still living together, technically. And you say, is she serious? Right now, that's desperation to new heights. Her fiance said she found out she was dumped on TV. Well, I mean, we don't know exactly what went on, but there we go. Beth thinks all of this is funny. Lots of people liking the tiara. People calling it as fake news. Marcelia says, hi, is Princess Beatrice really getting married? I don't think so. And I think a lot of the time they make it up just to get a story. Kendra says, why can't the women in this royal family have their proper titles? Still the press are calling Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge's Kate Middleton, and Meghan too, Meghan Markle. I don't know. I really don't know why they do. I don't know. I mean, the one thing I think when it comes to YouTube tags and putting names in titles is I still think users search for Meghan Markle or Kate Middleton. I don't know. Let me know. What do you search for? If you're searching for a royal, do you put their title or do you put like a quick and easy name, like their maiden name? But I'm assuming they think that when people are searching and doing clicks that's what they search for. Let me know what you search for. But I agree, I don't like it either. Ruth says Edo might just have sleepovers. He might. He might just have sleepovers. Debbie says Mr. and Mrs. No Name at it again. They do get around telling everything they think they know. I would agree with that one. Miad says you are so blessed to get to wear the tiaras. Supposedly I am the cousin of Wallis Simpson, so I feel so happy to get everyone's news. Wow. Did you get any of her jewellery? Because she had some amazing jewellery. Monroe Taylor says, it would be nice if they do. Her sister is so happy. But I don't want her to rush into things. I really don't. I think she should take her time and really get to know the person before you get married. A year together isn't a long time to get to know everybody and, to know if you want to spend the rest of your life with them. I don't think. Sheila says, I strangely feel that Beatrice is rushing her relatives or her relationship. Her relations are married or getting married. Even her ex-long-time boyfriend got married. So I feel she's rushing. Okay, there might be a little bit of pressure in terms of feeling like you're the one left out, or your friends are probably marrying around you, your family is. But you still have to take the time to find the right person, or else you'll be getting divorced pretty quick. I think the Queen. I don't think the Queen would not give her approval to many marriages. I know she did back in the day with her sister, but with Group Captain Townsend and Princess Margaret. But times have moved on. I don't think we're in that kind of territory at the moment. Kendra says, "Is she even a duchess yet? Which one? She's still a princess. The paper calling her duchess shows what they know. Who are they calling a duchess? Sarah. No, if you're talking about Sarah Ferguson, or rather Sarah, Duchess of York, Duchess of York for her is kind of like a surname now. She isn't the Duchess of York. She is Sarah, Duchess of York, which is the style given to a divorced duchess in the royal family. Okay. Oh, I've skipped loads of comments. Hang on. Let's go back up. Go back up. Mrs. BSN says, do not change the black fan, and you're a black American. Well, thank you. Oh no, I've missed loads of comments. Hang on. What's happening to my chat? Let's go all the way back up again. Floofenkaiser says, there is an urgent need to study titles and peerages so people do not miss out on the purpose and place each individual and their spouse and children gain or lose after marriage. I think everyone should, obviously, if you are entitled to a title, then you should get what you deserve. Looks like I'm growing my winter beard. It is. I suppose it is a bit bushy today. I've been swimming, so it's probably a bit chlorine-y. I could do a session on peerages. People saying that's ridiculous. I think about the fan. Stacey says the fan is not racist. Diane says no way, the black fan stays. Marianne says no, not at all offensive. Joan says not offensive. Auntie Dee says no, not offensive. Elaine's okay with it. Wendy's okay with it. Yvonne's okay with it. Sonia's okay with it. Audrey's okay with it. Parmalee Stevens says, no, they didn't diss the fan. It is not offensive. What a silly person. I love your black fan flap. Thank you. Becky says, oh, please, this fan is not an offensive. It's just a fan. Well, if you go to my weekly vlog and then somewhere in there, this person raises that point. And I was like, I was a bit speechless. So I just kind of typed back, well, I'll check with people. I'll see what people think. There was no negative connotation behind it from my point of view, from my perspective. But if people find offence in it, then I will stop doing it. So I said I'd just ask. I don't want to offend anybody. Chantel says a red fan flap would be better. Well, I do have a red fan, but I kind of thought that would be more for like hot news. But red can equate danger as well, I suppose. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Dion says, I'm not offended by the black fan flap and I'm black. Well, it's good to know what people think. Alicia says, oh my goodness, a black fan isn't racist. It's certainly not offensive. I'm half black and I ain't offended. People saying keep the fan. Claire says use the red fan. Kimberly just says keep using them. Okay. Okay, I'm going to skip through a few, but lots of people saying it's not offensive. I'm trying to find if anyone is offended. H. London says, people overreact to racism today. The black fan is just fine. Okay, the majority are saying keep it. I've had 2 say maybe switch to red. Lynette Woody says, I'm black, but I'm not offended. That has never crossed. It never crossed my mind, or else I wouldn't have done it. You know. Chiming in says, if you use the red one, American Indians might be offended. I think anybody can find offence in almost anything these days. If you look hard enough, you can be offended at anything. So lots of people, and including people saying I'm black and I'm not offended, say it's okay. So Stephanie would like the red fan. I think it's opened quite a bit of a debate. Amy's okay with the black fan. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that, you know, sometimes, you know, people may equate things with colours, with different things. But that never crossed my mind. Again, lots of people just saying it's okay. Tash Mac says, as a black woman, I will say that your black fan isn't offensive. The comment is ridiculous. Keep being wonderful you. Thank you so much. Again, lots of people saying that it's fine. Barbara thinks they're hilarious. Oh, maybe I should get a white fan flap to go with it. What could the white one mean? I don't know. Think of they do all colours. I could get pink, white, green. Think what they could mean. Okay, I think the general consensus is that it's fine. But there we go. Chantal says, red is also a symbol for stop. It would be better to use red instead of black, in my humble opinion. Use a blue fan. Okay. I think most people are saying it's okay. Yes. Get a rainbow fan. And no, because then that would be offensive against the gays. You can find offence in anything, can't you? Yes, the red was intended for urgent news, like hot news, because it's a hot colour. White fan for surrender. Ooh, what would I ever get to surrender for? I don't know. Alicia says, it's like someone saying to you, Elliot, that your black t-shirts you're wearing is offensive. People need to get a grip and stop being offended when offence was not intended. Well, actually, Arnold made me laugh in my weekly vlog because I was putting on a charcoal face mask, a bubble mask. And if you go, it is quite funny. I splash myself and get all wet. Anyway, Arnold made me laugh because he said, be careful, because you might be criticised as doing blackface. And he was joking. He was totally joking. I went, oh my goodness, what if it was? But no, I was just putting on a charcoal bubble mask. But yeah, you know, some people can just get offended at anything, can't they? Mrs. BSN says, it is the intent of the use that would make it offensive. Your intent was not to be offensive or racist. I would have shut it down if you did. Well, I just said that I was going to check with people, that's all. Because I just wanted a general consensus on it, that's all. People agreeing with Bev. What did Bev say? I think I've missed what Bev said. Oh no, I've lost what Bev said. Okay, I can't find what Bev said. I've lost it. Beverly says, no, Elliot, what we like about your channel is that you're unbiased. Thank you. Ooh, I could get Amy says, how about getting a fan for girl babies or boy babies? I could, couldn't I, for when the birth happens. PP says, baloney. HN the King says, how about not changing for loons? Yeah. Countess Bavaria says, if one wore black knickers, is that being offensive to someone? I don't think so, no. And actually, well, people, that person was saying about black being connected to negative. I have a black cat, and black cats are actually supposed to be lucky. So, you know, in certain aspects, the colour black can be associated also with positive and luck and that kind of thing. So there we go. Okay, I think the general consensus is that people are not offended, so that's really, really good. By the way, thank you if you saw my message earlier saying to subscribe to my other channel. I don't know if you know, if you're aware of how YouTube works, but YouTube puts restrictions on channels that have less than 1,000 subscribers. And one of the restrictions which they introduced just last week was they stopped people doing live streams on their channels if they have less than 1,000 subscribers. So I came to do a live stream on my other channel yesterday, and I was about 20 subscribers away from having 1,000. It wouldn't let me live stream. So I was locked out of that feature and a few others on that channel, such as the community page and all that kind of thing. So thank you. I have now crossed that 1,000 line, so I can actually live stream on that channel, but YouTube hasn't recognised that 1,000 yet. So when it does recognise it, it will let me do a live stream on that channel. So at least by tomorrow, I should be able to live stream on there. If it does recognise those subscribers sometime tonight, I will jump on there and do a little pop-up. So a big thank you from me. I can now access that feature. Well, I will be able to as soon as YouTube recognises those subscribers. So thank you so much. That has really helped. 1,000 subscribers is like the magic number on YouTube. Literally, you are locked out of, your channel is locked out of different features and things until you get that 1,000. So yes, thank you so much. Oh, someone's birthday. People are saying happy birthday to Mary. Happy birthday, Mary. You will get a yellow fan flap from me. So thank you so much. And happy birthday. Mary says, Auntie D, that's what I was saying yesterday. Love it when my checkbook is in the black. Annette says, personally, racial issues are important. Discussing the colour of your fan trivialises what is a serious issue for many. I would agree, and I think calling this out as being anything other than just completely innocent, I agree with you. It does completely trivialise the actual real abuse and racism that goes out there, and also, you know, out of anybody, I am totally not going to be racist at all, because, you know, I myself am a member of you know, a community and that gets abuse. You know, I get homophobic abuse that still exists too, so I understand what it's like to face that kind of discrimination. When you meet people, to be wondering whether or not they like you or not because of who and what you are that you have no control over. I get it. I know what it's like to be part of a minority group that can be discriminated against. So me, out of anyone, is not going to be looking to offend anybody or cause anybody any unnecessary discomfort. So when that was raised, I was just like, you know, bottom jaw hit the floor. So, you know, I know what it's like to, you know, to walk into a room and have people pss, 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 pss. You know, I know what it's like to be walking through a park and have people chase you because of who you are. You know, I have experienced all of that too. I've had people think less of me because of who I am, and I get it. So, you know. Amy says, you're brilliant. Thank you. PP says, you are the best. Don't worry. Thank you. Well, I did worry a little bit. I didn't want to offend anyone. H. London says, I love your sensitivity. It's so wonderful. Ria says, strip us of our skin. We all look the same. I like people because they're nice and dislike them because they're not. That's a good way of looking at it. Remember, we are all a shade. It's like It's like one of those paint colour charts, isn't it? We're all a shade on there. Remember that. You know, we are all a shade on the same chart. Ketogenic says, you handled that with such grace and sensitivity, and I thought the same thing. You of all people would not be casting stones or making fun. Exactly. Thank you to everyone for your support. I'm just reading all the different comments. Sharon says, keep your head up and stay strong. Don't let the haters get you down. I'm a big fan of yours. I will watch every time you come on. Thank you. Elaine says, that person who was called I was not a regular, was a troll. You are great. Thank you. Yes, we're all flowers in a garden. I like that too. Maggie says, so sorry those awful things happened to you. You are a great person. Thank you. And thank you to Pam G as well. And thank you to everyone who's commented. Yes, HM the King is a David Austin Rose. There is a rose named, associated with him. Yes, I do. But, ooh, has it clicked over? I will go, if I'm able to do a live chat on that channel tonight, I will do. Once it's recognised it. Thank you to Rodney. Amy says, I get discriminated against because I have cerebral palsy. I fight against it by loving them back. I mean, yeah, you know, those of you who followed me for a long time will know that my previous job was in a special needs school, which, you know, also included people with physical disabilities too. So I understand completely about the cerebral palsy as well. And people with lots of different conditions can get discriminated against too. Discrimination can happen to anyone for any number of reasons, and it's horrible. Annette says, In Touch magazine in the US has William cheating on Catherine on their cover. Well, I spoke about that at length in my in my Saturday weekly live chat, so do go and check that. Do go and check that out. Monroe Taylor says, if I thought you were a racist person, I could not stay here. You are not. Well, thank you so much. Kelly says, it shows your heart and you should not worry about what others think of you because you are an awesome person. Thank you. And you have such grace and an inspiring person. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. What's the link to my second channel? I posted it on the community section of this channel, so go and check that link out. It's called Elliot's British Life. Monroe Taylor says, my son is special needs and so is my nephew. Thank you for being you. Alicia says, I've heard Doria is on her way to the UK. Any news on that? Well, yesterday, was it yesterday? No, Saturday. I'm getting my days mixed up. It's Monday today. On Saturday, the day before Saturday, so Friday, there was photographs of Doria still in LA. And as far as I'm aware, she's not moved yet. And again, another person commented that I was picking on Doria by saying about the Doria watch. No, I love Doria. I like Doria. Those of you who have been watching my chats for a while will know that I love Doria. And so I wasn't picking on her. I was just having some fun. And yes, I love Doria, and I wish Doria would move to the UK. Then we could see more of Doria. And my receipts on Doria are all the way through my live chats. So if ever you want to know what I think about Doria, just go and click back on different live chats, and you will not find a negative word that I have said about Doria. I like Doria. PP says, I found your dad's band in YouTube. Yes. I Can Fly is one of the songs, but the album is on iTunes. So if you want to go and check that out, you can. Yes, my dad had a band in the 70s, and the album is on iTunes. H. London says, how do you plan to inform us when Meghan is hospitalised? Oh, that sounds terrible, hospitalised. When she's going in to have her baby, I will probably do a pop-up. I'll probably do it that way. Annette says, my son's husband is white. I don't criticise them for being same sex or being an interracial couple. You're fine, Elliot. People will think what they want, but love conquers all. I would agree, indeed. Oh, hang on, going up. Don't take offence, take a gate. Floss and Rug Pain. I like that one. Debbie says, you are fine. I danced down to my daughter and her wife. I gave her the first gay Jewish Catholic wedding. Wow. This same in your Amish town. Or is it Amish or Amish? I would say Amish. So if I would think bad of you, I would tell you. Well, thank you. Oh, name of the band, Iron Bridge, as in iron, and bridge. One word. Hang on, I'll type it and then... Hang on. There you go. Just search for that on our iTunes and it will come up. Alicia says, Doria reminds me of my late West Indian grandmother. She has so much grace about her. That's one of the things I admire about Doria compared to the other side of the family. So I'm definitely a Doria lover. I'm a Doria lover, not a Doria hater. Okay, Susan says, not to change the subject, but on a more pleasant note, I would agree. I read that Princes William and Harry had commissioned a statue of Diana not long ago and wondered if anyone knew what's happening. Well, it was actually a while ago. It was pre the 20th anniversary of her death. And we've heard no more. We got who the sculptor was, but we haven't seen the sculpture design. And we haven't heard anything else about when it's going to be revealed or installed. So, yeah, when I hear anything, this is one of those stories that's been a couple of years in the making where I've been kept saying, when I know something, I'll let you know. And I haven't changed. When I know something, I'll let you know. But I'm really intrigued to see what the pose or what the actual statue looks like. I always thought that one of the best poses for Diana, do you remember when she was dancing with John Travolta? And she wore that black dress with her lovely pearls and the sapphire choker. And do you remember that movement she was doing? There's one photo where her arm is extended and she's dancing. And she just looks so elegant and gorgeous and beautiful and full of life. And I would like to see the statue have lots of movement and life and really represent Diana in what she liked to do. And one of her passions was dance. And she always felt free and happy when she was dancing. So I would like to see that photo of her when she's dancing with the arm outstretched. I think that would be a magnificent pose for a statue of Diana. You know, in big scale, in marble or whatever it's being made of. That would be amazing. But I don't know if that is the pose that was chosen. I wouldn't want to see one of her, like, I don't know, like sat down or even just standing, like, because I don't think there's any movement in the ones that are standing. And Diana was all about being so full of life and being vibrant that I think that nice statue of her dancing would just look stunning. So if I was designing the statue, that is the one that I would choose. People saying, can't wait for my pop-up when the baby comes. I will pop up when the baby comes. Okay, lots of people agreeing with me on that. Oh, is it registered that I've got 1,000 subs on my second channel? Okay, well, if it's telling you that I have, then maybe it will let me do a live on it. Okay, people agreeing with me, I think, on the statue. Floss and Pain says Diana and her boys would be great. A big cuddle forever. That could be one that has been chosen. Monroe Taylor says I would like her with a dove behind her and her children at her feet. Again, we don't know the full scale of the statue. Annette says, and avocados, Mercedes. Love an avocado dip, especially on a cream cheese sandwich with salmon. Getting hungry over here. No avocados. PP says, please check out my comment on pyjamas. Where is PP? What if Meghan goes to have the baby in the middle of the night? What a great news to wake up to. Would I do it in my pyjamas? Yes, I promise. HN the King says, will the York princesses' husbands ever get titles? I don't think so. I don't think so. But we live in hope. I would like them to. I personally think they should have got earldoms. And then Beatrice and Eugenie could have been countesses, as well as princesses. But I don't think that's going to happen. But we can live in hope. Candice says, Doria has a great deal of class. I would agree. Let's go back down. Lady Buckingham says, we can have PJ's and Tiara's baby party. We could. Rosie Chaplet says, if you do it in your pyjamas, we hope to see you all spiffy here. Depends what time of the night it is. Oh, Blossom Long Pain says, I dread the pop-up for the passing of Philip or Her Majesty. Yeah, that's not a nice one to do. Okay. Sorry if I've missed some comments, by the way. I am skipping up and down. Elderly Poodle says, yes, the pose, that is a gorgeous pose, you're so right. It is. Darlene says, I hope Meghan had a girl. Well, if you take what Serena Williams said, I mean, I don't know. I can't work out whether she messed up and revealed the sex of the baby as a girl, or whether she was referencing, like, because she's so used to saying her own daughter. I don't know. I can't tell. I mean, we still don't know what the sex of the baby is. Even with Serena saying that, so it doesn't really make any difference. But I am probably leaning more towards girl now, I think. Marina. You mark my words, Marina. What about Mercedes? Mercedes for a girl. Mono Taylor says the Queen could still give the two princesses husbands titles. She could, but she didn't do it at the wedding. And usually you get a title at the wedding, and Eugenie's husband Jack did not get a title at the wedding. Amy would love to see me in my pyjamas. I might have to put it in the weekly vlog. Anne says Meghan is not the only pregnant friend of Serena. Well, I don't know. Does Serena have any other pregnant friends? Lots of people hoping for a girl. Beverly says, how would Serena know if Harry and Meghan don't? Well, we don't really know if they know or not. If they do know, they're not saying. Yeah, who knows? Lady Mercedes Avocado, says Annette. No. Marsilia was at a school with a girl named Mercedes. Yeah, I've heard that as a name. Yule Nod says, or maybe Serena was referring to someone else and not to Chess Meghan. It's possible. I mean, we still don't know what the sex of the baby is. Maya J says, congrats on over 1,000 subs on my other channel. Well, if it is registering and showing as 1,000, then hopefully I will be able to do a live chat on it. PJR, whatever comes out of the tunnel is what we get. Oh no. Not the business end. Okay, I'm going to go now, and obviously it's been nearly 44 minutes already, and then I'll check out my other channel, and if I am able to do a live chat on there, I will do. So, if you have enjoyed this live stream, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Subscribe to my other channel if you haven't already. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. So,